These mountainous areas provided us food, they provided us medicine before the non-natives came. My name is Edie Frederick. My husband was Robert Frederick. My Dakel name is Chastan, which means fireweed.
The area we call the Walker Wilderness is one of the last intact valleys in the Upper Fraser area. And what that means is there are virtually no roads, mines, cut blocks. It represents a place where Mother Nature makes the rules. It's self-managing, self-maintaining. It's a wild valley. So at the moment, the biggest threat is that BC Timber Sales, which is an agency that auctions off crown timber to businesses basically, has several planned blocks in the valley. So at the moment, we're fighting to stop those. The closest human communities to there would be Dome Creek, and of course there are people that live up the Walker Forest Service Road who've seen the changes in the landscapes surrounding the Walker over the last decades.
This isn't the first time it's been threatened. There were lots of giant old spruce trees that were red at that time. And, it kind of looked like it was not a healthy forest. Well, that was 30 years ago. Now, it's just gorgeous. I think the real jewel is the quality of the water. Unlike most of the valleys around here that had valley glaciers in them, these ones have no sign of valley glaciers. So they don't carry a lot of glacial silt. And so they run clear, which is really great for the fish.
The Chinook, we call that guess, and that's a spring salmon, and that's the biggest fish, salmon that we catch, and they can go up to like 100 pounds. They used to anyway. My husband worked, when he did fisheries, worked with the fisheries. He worked on that Walker Creek, my husband.
So a primary forest is one that has never been logged. That's it, that's all. It can be a forest that has recently had a fire, as long as it was never logged, or say a beetle outbreak or a defoliation. So those are natural events that occur in our forest ecosystems here. They do not diminish the ecological quality of a forest, and so they deserve to be protected the same way that old growth forests do. And when we're in an era of diminishing nature and natural habitats, we need to be thinking about all different age classes of natural forests, not just old growth. We want to think of the needs, in part, of large-bodied, wide-ranging animals. And when you think of the needs of things like mountain caribou and grizzly and wolverine, what they need is space. We've been working in part with Curtis Bjork, who is one of BC's top botanists, to do a plant inventory in the Walker.
When I'm in a landscape like this, I'm putting a pair of eyes on the place that most people would not, because I'm looking at the very, very small, right down to crust lichens on the rocks, some of which are so small that you would step right over them and not notice them, but they have scientific names and they have stories of their own.
Day one, I'm going to be recording some common species just to have them documented, so bear with me. Most exciting stuff. Streptococcus plexicolis is obvious. Probably true lasso type here.
And every landscape is like a book, and the species in it are like the words on a page. So we've learned a lot by reading the species present in each of the sites that we've explored. We've rounded up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of species so far in the days of fieldwork in this Walker project. And I think there are hundreds and hundreds more yet to discover.
For me, it's great to find those occurrences, but even better is to study the whole flora, come up with an entire species list, and show that even on a global scale, this is a biodiversity hotspot and an overlooked one. It's already such a roughed up landscape with so many roads and so many clear cuts. So how much loss has there already been? I'm hoping that once the greater project is done and it's published, that will bring suitable attention to this landscape, the attention that it actually deserves.
What's out there, the medicines that are out there, you know, if logging gets in there, it's going to destroy all of that. And right now, what's happening in this year of 2023, our people are starting to wake up, you know. They're starting to relearn how to make medicines again from our forests. And there are a lot of medicines out there. In Dakel's beliefs, our main belief is that everything has a spirit. Every tree, every bush, every animal, they all have a spirit, and one connects to the other. So when that circle is interrupted, there's only bad things that come out of it. Our ancestors did their best to save what they can for us. And now we're at the point where we have to do that for our future generations, for the unborn, the ones that are not here yet. You know, what's that world going to look like for them? We can't fish in our rivers because of the salmon depleting. Now, what does that tell everybody, you know? What does that? Those are strong indicators. Like, if people are putting their head in sand, they better pull it out like really fast and wake up, because these are strong indicators that something is definitely happening to our habitat. And we as First Nations should start waking up and start standing up for our animals, so they can thrive, so we can have our culture keep living on. And
we didn't call it Paradise Valley for nothing, right back there. It's spectacular, and if we could, imagine if we could restore the caribou and the Chinook salmon, and people could hike in there with respect in the future, our children and our children's children. We've done plenty to this planet as a generation. Why can't we do something like that?
I think the most powerful thing people can do now is to pay attention to what's going on the land. And this applies not just to the Walker, but basically to all primary forests and non-industrialized landscapes in our part of BC.
So it'd be nice to see the Walker turn into a protected area, because it is a buffer zone around the ancient forests, and they're all connected. No matter how they look at it, it's all connected. We have to learn how to protect that jewel.